11th of January, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Yeah. Okay, so we are we're doing the third ruling that Rava says about the din of Rodef. It's 1, 2, 3, 3 lines above the Mishnah on the bottom end of 117b.
Rabba Latama.
Yeah, we did the. There's 3 dinim here in all, and we did the first 2. So now we're up to Rodev, the din of the Rodev, Shahai Rodev Acha Rodev. Okay.
The Rodev,
and call upon
Shahaya
Roy. Yeah.
I think I got it. Yeah.
Okay, good. And now we go to Roy to start the reading for today.
Rodef Shaya, Rodef Achar, Rodef Vahatzil. Right? Okay. And if one pursuer was chasing another pursuer to save the intended victim, Vishba Kalim, and he broke vessels in the process. Pursuing another to save the intended victim, he broke something in the way. Vain shell Nidadaf, vain shell Kol Adam. Whether they were the vessels of the one being pursued or any other person, Potter is exempt from liability. Below min hadif, and this is not based on the strict letter of the law, which would surely hold the rescuer liable for damages. Rather, he's exempt for the following reason. Ela she'im ita alma kain. Because if you do not say so, and instead hold him liable, ein lacha adam shemal tzil es habira min harodef. You would find no person willing to save his fellow from the hand of pursuer.
We're back. We did great.
Oh. Good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this case, it's a little bit misleading the way that they call this person a Rodev. I frankly don't know why the Gemora calls him a Rodev, because he's not really a Rodev after anybody. He's trying to he's simply trying to save the victim of the Rodev. But the Rodev is out to is pursuing after somebody to kill him, and he has no justification for doing so. This person is he's just trying to save the life of the victim who's being pursued by the Rodev. But nevertheless, the Gemora calls him a Rodev. In other words, don't confuse the case to think that this person is acting like a Rodev, and you could kill him. You can't kill this person. A Rodev you could kill if necessary, so that he doesn't kill the person that he's pursuing after. But this person is not he's not such a person that you could kill. This actually gets into the question of whether the actual Rodev could he turn around and defend himself and try to kill this person who's trying to prevent him from killing a third party. But I'd rather not complicate the matter so much. So let's just see what Rashi says over here. So basically, we have Rashi. What we're saying over here basically is that this Rodev, Achra Rodev, if he breaks anything along the way, doesn't matter who it belongs to, he's going to be putter. So he's going to be putter for that. And then the Gemora says this is not really according to the strict letter of the law. He should be liable. But otherwise, so the Rabbanan made a special decree over here that he will be exempt, so that because we want to encourage him to do this, and we don't want him to be discouraged from doing it if he's going to have to pay for any damage that he causes to somebody's property in the course of his attempting to save the life of the one who's being pursued by the Rodeh. Okay. Let's see what Rashi says over here. Below min hadin. This is the Rashi right before the Mishnah. It's about 8 lines down from the bottom of the Rashis.
Below min hadin. And this is not, it's not the law here. Shahari Hamatzio Atzma, he saved himself with his money. But Mamon Chaver saved himself with the money of his friends. He would be chayiv using other people's money to save himself. Kol Shechein, all the more so, Matzil Acherim b'mamon chaver, that he's saving other people with friends of his money.
Oh, so so this case is really a kal v'chomer. I mean, according to the strict letter of the law, he should be liable to pay for anything that he damages. And we see over here that he's not liable for any damage that he causes. Okay, so now here's the $63,000 question, $66,000 question, whatever that saying goes. We have 3 dinim over here that the Gemora attributes to Rabbah, and the question is, in this that Rabbah exempted the one that shoved the donkey off the ferry boat, and Rabbah said that the guy's putter, he doesn't have to pay the owner of the donkey. And the Gemara says over here, Rabbah is going according to his reasoning. We know that he holds in regard to the halacha of Rodev, and then we have 3 different scenarios over here that the Gemara presents to portray Rabbah's Rabbah's view in the matter of Rodev. Which one of these 3 halachas do we need to explain why Rabbah exempted the shover of the donkey in the ferry boat? The first case, the first din, the second din, or the third din? What do you think?
I say the third one.
Okay. The third one. Why the third one?
Because the third one shows that he's saving somebody, and he actively causes damage. And he's exempt. So that's what we have with the donkey. He's saving the other people. He's actively causing the damage because he's pushing the donkey, and he's exempt.
Okay. Okay, the first two cases are talking about the liability of the Rodef himself, who's Rodef after after somebody to kill him. Okay, and the second case is Nirda, the one who is being pursued. Sheshiber esakelim shel Rodef. He breaks the kelim of the Rodef. Or if he breaks the kelim of anybody, a bystander, then we have different dinning depending on whether he breaks kelim of the Rodef, whether he breaks kelim of kol adam, a bystander over there. It's not really involved. Is this person that shoved the donkey off the boat, is he in the second category over here of being a nirdaf, or is he in the third category of being a Rodef? I'm assuming that everybody understands that the first case is not the case, because that's talking about the Rodef himself, his liability for breaking kelim. So this I think we all understand why the guy that shoved the donkey off the ferry boat, he's not a Rodef. So we eliminated that. Now we've narrowed it down to the last two. Which is the case? So Lewis said the third case. Is there anybody who wants to say the second case? Any thoughts?
Why wouldn't I say the second case? Here's the second case.
In other words, what we have to do is analyze this case of the ferry boat. Who's the Rodef over there, and who's the nirdaf? And who's the one that's trying to save the nirdaf? Who's these three people over there in the ferry boat case with the donkey?
Well, in the second case, he's liable to pay if it's not the Rodif's property.
Well, the first thing you've got to do before you say what the din is, but identify match up the factual scenario of the case of the donkey with the ferry boat with one of these cases, one of these three cases over here. Which one resembles the case of the donkey? That's the question. Once we know the answer to that question, then we'll know That's the way I would do it. Oh, you're doing it from the other way around. You're doing it from let's see which case that he's putter, because we know that the Rabbah said that the guy that shoved the donkey off is putter. Okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. Want to do it that way? Except if you do it like that, you can't have any way to choose between 2 and 3. In both cases, he's putter.
That's not. But the donkey's been cut from quite a way back. The third case is where the with the donkey is where the person put his donkey aboard before anybody could say anything.
That's the case, right? He put his donkey before on the boat. So now the donkey's on the boat, and then all these people are piling onto the boat, and now the boat starts to sink because of the donkey. And then somebody on the boat goes over to the donkey and shoves it off the boat. And the owner of the donkey goes to Rabbah for a ruling, and Rabbah says that guy's putter. Okay. Give up? Should I tell you what I think?
Yeah, what do you think, Rabbi?
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Is this guy that pushed the donkey off the boat, was his life in danger?
Yes.
Yes. So that should make him a near-daf, no?
Depends.
That makes him a near-daf. He's being...
Depends on whether you consider this perspective of his life or the perspective of the other lives. It's a more complicated situation because there's many lives in danger.
Okay, so there's a lot of near-dafim.
Right.
But the fact that all the other people are near-dafim doesn't make him not a near-daf. He's as much of a near-daf as they are.
That's true, but I'm saying you can ignore the fact that he's a near-daf and simply consider the fact that he's a rodef.
Okay, so now we got to come. Now this is the crucial point over here. We got to really come to an understanding of what's the difference between the second case and the third case. What is the difference between the second case and the third case? And that may answer my question of why we call this guy in the third case a rodent.
Certain person, the purse containing money was deposited for redemption captives. The siege came upon a custodian, who took the purse and gave it to them, saving himself. There was no life. There was.
What's that?
That's okay. He took the purse and gave it to them. You can perform rapid recharge. Probably as fellows is you might find a good example of redeeming a captive in this. Money is used precisely as it was intended, therefore not repaid.
Yes, Roy, you sound like you're ready to give an answer.
I'm not too sure. I'm in the second case.
Yeah.
Only one person's life, his own, is he's not saving anybody except himself. In the second one, in the last case, he's saving himself and a whole lot of people. That's one difference.
Let me ask you, gentlemen, a question over here. In case number 3, this person who the Gemora calls the Rodev, is a Rodev, Shahaya Rodev, Acha Rodev, Lahatzil. This person is a pursuer, and he is pursuing after the pursuer, who's pursuing after the Nirdaf, the one who's being pursued, in order to save that pursued person. Correct? Let's just call it Jew number 1, Jew number 2, Jew number 3. Jew number 1 is chasing after Jew number 2 in order to save Jew number 3. That's the case.
Okay.
Now, is Jew number 1, what would we call this person? Jew number 1, would we call him a Rodev, or would we call him a Nirdaf, or would we call him neither one?
He's a savior.
He's a saver. He's a matzil. Is his life in danger?
No. He's doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
Is anybody pursuing after him?
No.
So the person in scenario number 3, he's not really a nirdaf.
No.
See that? That could be why the Gemora calls him a rodev, as opposed to the only thing you could say is call him a matzil, like Roy said, call him a matzil. Okay. For some reason, the Gemora didn't want to do that, but maybe the Gemora wants to do that because we just want to make it clear that he's not a nirdaf. But I would say that this is the essential distinction between the second case and the third case. The second case, we're talking about a person who damages other people's property, but he's a nirdaf. His life is in danger. Somebody is pursuing after him to kill him. That makes him a nirdaf. But the person in scenario number 3, nobody's pursuing after him. He's not being pursued. His life is not in danger. He's just trying to save person number 3. So therefore, I would say that of these 3 rulings, the ruling which most resembles the case of the donkey is ruling number 2. Because over there, we're saying that the person that pushed the donkey off the boats, he was what was he? Is he a rodev? He's trying to kill somebody.
No.
No, he's trying to save a whole lot of people, and he's also trying to save himself, because his life is in danger no less than anybody else on that boat.
But case number 2, the person that's doing the damage is the rodev.
Well, that's what we're saying. In scenario number 3, the person's life is not in danger. That Rodef who's pursuing after the person number 2, who's pursuing after person number 3, person number 1, his life is not in danger. Nobody's pursuing after him.
Right, but in
His life is not in
scenario
danger,
number
you know?
2, also nobody's pursuing.
Person number 2 is being pursued by person number 1, but we don't call him a pursued person because he's the one who's the Rodef. He's the one who's pursuing after person number 3. That makes him a Rodef. Then we have the halacha that person number 1 can come along and prevent the Rodef from killing person number 3. But just because we allow person number 1 to prevent person number 2 from killing person number 3, that doesn't mean that person number 2 is called a pursued person. He's a pursuer. He's the one that started this whole thing over here by pursuing after person number 3. If it wouldn't have been for him pursuing after person number 3, nobody's going to be pursuing after him. The only reason we're pursuing after him is because he started to pursue person number 3. So he's not called the person number 2 is not called the Rodef. He's not called the deer dog. He's called the Rodef. But the one who's pursuing after him, person number 1, he's not comparable, I don't think, to the person on the boat. The person on the boat, his life is in danger because the boat is going to capsize on account of this donkey. So he's a nirdaf. And so therefore, when he pushes the donkey off the boat, so he's damaging, he's causing damage to the kalim of the Rodef who brought him on the boat, the owner of the donkey. He's the Rodef over here. He's the one that's putting everybody on the boat's life in danger. So he's the Rodef. And all the people on the boat are nirdafim. They're being pursued. And so one of them gets up and causes damage to the property of the Rodef. So what's the din if someone who's a nirdaf causes damage to the property of the Rodef in order to save himself? So that's the second din. And the second din is lo yehe mamono chaviv alav migufo. He's putter on the damage to the property of the Rodef because the mammon of the Rodef should not be any more precious than the goof of the Rodef. And what's that all about? We said yesterday, Rashi explained us that what that means is because if this nirdaf would kill the Rodef in self-defense, would he be liable for the murder? For the killing? No. He's not going to be liable. He's simply defending himself from being killed. So if he's going to be off the hook in terms of taking the goof of the Rodef, says Rashi, all the more so we must conclude that he would be off the hook and be exempt if in the course of defending himself, he causes damage to the property, the mammon of the Rodef. That's a kal v'chomer. That's what the Gemara means over here. That in this case, when the nirdaf, the one who's being pursued, he breaks a kalim that belonged to the pursuer, the rodef, he's going to be exempt. Why? Because we wouldn't say that the property of the rodef is any more precious than the goof of the rodef, and we know that the goof of the rodef is there's no liability to the nirdaf for doing anything to his goof, even killing him in order to save himself. So certainly there would be no liability to him for causing damage to the property of the rodef. And that's what this donkey is over here. He's the property of the rodef. The donkey's not a rodef. He's a donkey. The rodef is the owner of the donkey that brought him on the boat and put everyone's life in danger. He's the rodef. So everybody on the boat is a nirdaf. And so this guy comes over and shoves the donkey off the boat. He's defending his life, which is in danger, and he caused monetary damage to the rodef as a result. So Rabbi said he's patur. So that's the second case over here. Nirdaf sheshiber es hakelim shel rodef. The one who's being pursued, that in the course of his defense, he breaks the kalim of the rodef, of the pursuer. Patur is going to be exempt. Because we can't say that the property of the rodef is any more valuable than the body of the rodef. And so if the Torah allows the nirdaf to take down the body of his pursuer, certainly without any liability for it, certainly it is going to allow him, all the more so, it's going to allow the nirdaf to take off the boat, that donkey, in order to save himself with the moment of the pursuer. And that's the story. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Very good. Yashikoyach. So good Shabbos to Phil.
Shabbat shalom.
See you, Phil. See you, Lou.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, see you.
See you at Mitzvah Shem tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Rabbi Levitt.
Okay, Bezrat Hashem.